Hey guys, welcome to the Manager's Mindset podcast. In this podcast, we'll be interviewing successful authors, coaches, mentors, and management professionals to enable them to share their knowledge to the entire world. Hi, my name is Gopinath Vijay Kumar, and I'm the author of an upcoming book called as The Real Corporate Hero. So today we have a very special guest who is a certified NLP trainer and master practitioner, a life coach, and trained directly by Dr. Richard Blandler. And she has more than 1,000 hours of coaching and 300 hours of training. And she's the founder of Panacea Valley Consulting. And in this podcast, you're going to be learning how to handle communication when you are in crisis. And trust me, there are going to be a lot of insights coming up in this podcast. Stay tuned till the end. Let me welcome the guest for the day. Welcome, Hema. How do you really feel to being part of this podcast?
Pretty good. I'm pretty excited, and it is for HRs and managers. So they are the need of the hour. They have to meet a lot of challenges right now with the whole world going through lots of changes. So pretty happy to be here. And just a small correction, I've got more than 3,000 hours of training experience, not 300.
Oh,
so
really?
people who they're probably be looking for that.
Okay, small correction, it is 3,000 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Tell me a bit about yourself, Hema, in terms of what triggered you to become part of this NLP as a profession.
Okay. Initially, I am a trained physiotherapist. That was my initial profession, and I went to Melbourne back in 2001 to pursue my studies in physiotherapy. But within first years, I realized that I was not into clinical practice. For some reason, I could just get nervous and tensed, and I was just not a great physio. That's it.
Okay.
I was just nervous every time, and I'll be too scared. Like, my assessment, are they going to get better? And I'll be too try to please people just so that they feel better, at least emotionally. It was just a funny way of me learning, and then I realized that I was doing this only for money, not for my passion. And I was lucky enough to find a job where I could work with people who needed somebody with medical background, but not do treatment for them. So I need to talk to people, and all this is all in Melbourne. So that I took it up, and it was really amazing. And I thought, this is something I need to do, something that is more like, what is my calling? But I still didn't know what was my calling. And I still had a lot of insecurities in my life, a lot of doubts, self-doubts, whether I'm good or bad. And in 2010, my life went for a toss. I had lots of problems in my life, and I wanted to conquer them, but I did not know how. So one of my work colleague friends in Melbourne, she used to help me with, like, whenever I go and talk to her, she'll give me a one-line answer, and that will just fix me in my mind. I did not know what was it. It was like a magic bullet. So I needed her, but she was not available at the time. So I called her institute in Melbourne and I asked, can somebody coach me? And there was this one amazing lady. Her name is Sharon Bowers.
Okay.
She told me, I'll talk to you tonight and we'll sort it out. So I had this 1.5 hours of conversation with her, and that was like magic. And the next day itself, I was a different person. I could think differently, see differently. And I actually decided that I'm going to do this course. If I can take control in one day, what will happen if I know this course? So I did the course, and as part of the course, I had to work with different people, and then it became a profession. And then when I did coaching in India, people told me, I came back to India in 2013, people told me, why don't you do like a group coaching session?
Okay.
So that translated into training, and I started doing training and coaching, and luckily things are going very well.
It's pretty important, right? So what I've understood from so far, people who am I meeting with, right? They initially meaning if they are actually moving, doing a transition from one career to another career option, right? So they really realize that that's not their passion, and they wanted to pick out that particular passion in all time. But that's really fascinating how people really understand when they, they don't like, and they shift from one career to another career in terms of acquiring that passionate job. So it's really fascinating. Now, being an NLP coach, Hema, what I wanted to really understand, NLP as a word itself, right? It's kind of a technical word when people talk about, right? So what I wanted to really understand is that how to, understand NLP in layman language. Probably if somebody like me who doesn't know much about NLP, so how do I understand what is NLP?
Hey, there are lots of definitions if you go online, lots of
Mhm.
definitions. So
Mm.
I'm going to give you a few definitions to understand, okay?
Mm.
One of the quickest way to understand is let's just divide the word NLP.
Mm.
N stands for neuro.
Right.
Neuro basically means you are able to see me, you're able
Mm.
to hear me,
Mm.
you're able to make sense of what I'm saying in your
Right.
own way. You're able to smell the things around you. You're able to taste any food that you put in.
Mm.
These are like the external stimulus that we get, and these get coded in our mind through the neural pathway.
Okay.
So you see,
Mm.
and neural synapses go from here,
Mm.
and it does. That person is called Gopinath.
Mm.
You have to excuse me with this. Please accept me for who I am, if you can. I'm just an animal lover, and my cats have this freedom. I'm doing it from home, and it's their space. I'm just requesting them to let me do my training. So, neuro is this. So, in NLP, N stands for neuro. Whatever
Right.
external stimulus we get, take it in.
Mm.
That's the neuro. Linguistic language. So the message I'm taking it in, I'm coding it as Gopinath. That's the
Okay.
language I'm taking. What I'm seeing now is Gopinath.
Mm.
And so when I respond back, I call you as Gopinath. So
Mm.
use language to
Mm.
process and express what I'm getting. So far clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Neuro
Makes
linguistic.
sense.
Programming is
Mm.
every time I see Gopinath, if I feel happy,
Mm.
then whenever I see Gopi, I call it as Gopi, and that makes me happy. That's the
Right.
program I created.
Beautiful. Okay.
Now, this is a good program. It helps me. Whenever I see new people, I feel powerful. When
Mm.
I see people, I'm feeling powerful. That's a good programming.
Yeah.
But sometimes we have programming that doesn't help us.
Right.
Like if you see someone and you become nervous,
Right.
in that case, you
Mm.
see them or you hear them or you think about them,
Mm.
the neural pathway leads you to a spot which releases hormones that makes you nervous. That
Right.
programming will not help you in life.
Mm.
Do you
Mm.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to change that programming. To
Mm.
change that programming, I use language.
Right.
I say
Right.
certain things that will change the programming. So when you see them, instead of feeling nervous, you might feel excited. You
Okay.
might be in an interview, but you'll be feeling excited, powerful. You'll
Okay.
look like you are the one interviewing, not the other person.
Right. Right. So
So,
primarily what we are saying
in a
is whatever we are seeing, it's actually, uh, all this images and pictures are getting codified in the brain with a particular emotion, if I have to put it in, right? Probably it can be positive, it can be negative, whatever it can be, it depends on the situation, right? So can we can, I'm not sure whether is it the right way of articulation. Can we change those emotions, right?
that is where NLP comes. So
Okay.
your programming can
Hmm.
be changed using linguistics, language. That is why it's
Okay.
NLP,
Okay.
neuro linguistic programming.
Programming. Okay.
Programming can be changed
Hmm.
through language. There is a new neural pathway created.
Hmm.
So that is pretty much NLP.
Okay.
NLP is about adding choices in our thinking.
Right. Right.
One way. Every time I see Gopinath, I
Hmm.
can get angry, I can get happy, I can
Huh.
give back to him for
Right.
making me angry, I can sit and cry, I can get nervous. All the
Right.
options are there, and I've
Hmm.
got a choice to choose.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's it.
Makes sense. Makes sense, because that's the whole meaning. Uh, uh, the way I see it, the human body is a kind of a computer, right? It has your entire CPU and all of the system. It receives and stores and all of this, you know, uh, uh, you know, the circuits and everything is going around. But what is fascinating now is, Emma, now in terms of COVID. Now we've been into lockdown for almost 3-4 months now, right? So people generally seems to be, into a different situation, and this is meaning when it comes to a pandemic situation, the situations are becoming really tough. And being a first line manager or a second line managers, right, your team members are actually going to be looking up to you, right, in terms of guidance, in terms of support, or probably whatever, right? The first thing what I would expect as a manager is that I need to give them a confidence, right? Now how do we do that? And particularly using NLP is what I'm more interested in to understand, right? Because I NLP is really fascinating, and from that aspect I wanted to really understand how it is going to help the first line managers during the crisis.
So everything that we think is
Mm,
making us happy or sad has got nothing to do with real world, not the
mm,
world outside.
mm,
It's all the world we create inside.
mm,
So during COVID times, there are people in this world who are
mm,
creating opportunities from this.
mm.
Okay, there are people who are panicking completely.
Right.
Both sets of people are in this world. If the
Mm.
world is the one that's dictating our fear or our tension, then everybody should be feeling the same way.
Right.
So now, to do people who are especially managers, line managers, and team leads, one thing you would notice is some of your team members in the team will be pretty relaxed. They'll be happy with the change. Some
Right.
people will be panicky. So, what you need to do is two things: be careful. Number
Mm.
one, the language you use, which means the choice of
Right.
words that you use, will make a
Okay.
huge difference in the way people are going to filter and code it in their head. Number two, the questions you ask.
Okay.
Questions you ask has the magic to make or break. I'm going to give you an example.
Right.
Okay. So let's just say that
Mm.
your company is going through some restructure
Mm.
right now because of the situation outside COVID.
Right.
And all your staff are reading newspaper articles, looking at WhatsApp and social media news that says that
Mm.
this company laid off thousands of people. This company laid off 10 people. My friend messaged me saying I lost the job. I can't pay school fees. What am I going to do with?
Right.
So all this information is already crowded in their head.
Okay.
And to them, if you go and say,
Mm.
we are going to have a restructure,
Okay.
first thing that will come in their mind is panic,
Layoff.
boss, lay off.
Yeah.
So, in that case, I'm not saying restructuring is bad, but why are we doing the restructure? Just the choice of words I'm saying.
Mm.
In future, we probably will have to move big time online,
Right.
rather than face to face,
Mm.
which means you're going to need more people
Mm.
to assist you, because what you can do face to face, in 10 minutes, it takes 20 minutes to do it online.
Mm.
So, the choice of words I will use is,
Mm.
we are looking at expanding our business
Okay.
because we are going to restructure it into more efficient way. So we are going to expand. We're going to need more hands on the deck, more
Right.
focus from you guys. This
Mm.
is a different conversation compared
Mm.
to going to do a restructure.
Right.
You don't even have to explain. We are
Mm.
going to expand our business. We need your attention for that. That's a different connotation versus we are going to restructure.
Right.
You can tell me, but Hema, what if we are going to lay people off? Really, if that's the plan?
Mm.
If really that's the plan? Again, there's a way to say it. No matter how sweet you say it, laying off is painful. It's
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The best way you can do is you can actually say it in such a way that it's less painful. That's all you can do. Because people will
Okay.
actually say
Mm.
what it is. I'm going to lay us off. So, how do you say that? Again,
Mm.
you have to, that's what I'm saying, your communication, your choice of words.
Mm.
Choice of words are, if you give me a situation, I can tell you, but generally, this is what I've been advising people who have come
Okay.
to me for choice of words. Okay. There is a mode from which we can operate called mode of certainty or mode of necessity,
Okay.
which is 100%. there is a mode that we operate from called mode of possibility, which means options. Okay.
Hmm.
If I tell you, I'm planning to go to Mumbai for Christmas. I'm planning to go to Mumbai for Christmas.
Hmm.
What does it mean? I'm planning. I'm not. You don't know whether I'm going to go or not.
Right.
Do you guys agree with me? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The same thing. Let's just say I've got a ticket to go to Mumbai. I've got the ticket. The ticket is with me. What will be my choice words? I'll be in Mumbai for Christmas. I'll see you in Mumbai.
Which means that there is a plan.
Now,
Clear cut.
it's 100% happening.
Yeah. It's 100% happening. Yeah.
Until I buy the ticket, it is a possibility. I would like to go to Mumbai. I'm thinking of going to Mumbai. I want to go to Mumbai. I wish to go to Mumbai. You buy the ticket. You don't say, I wish to go. Would you say, I wish to go to Mumbai once you have the ticket? Your words will be, I'm going to Mumbai.
True.
So now, when you are going to lay off people, there are certain things that you need to use words of possibilities, words of necessity. It's very simple English grammar. Okay? So, what is the possibility here? The necessity is you have to lay off people. That's a necessity. There's nothing you can do. But what is the possibility? You might be rehiring them after 3 months. The possibility that they're going to get paid for the next 3 months.
Right.
They're going to get. So you have to code it in such a way. You don't use the words of possibility in the space of what is real. You don't use the words of necessity in the words of what are all options available.
Right.
So people would get a sense already that they are going to get paid off. So if you have decided that you're going to give 3 months pay,
right,
you're going to have to find a job, and they might be hired back. So
right.
These three things you say, you go with the choice of words very clearly.
Right.
You all would have heard about what is happening, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm just going to be very transparent. We are unable to pay salaries with less customers. You've got two choices. Number one, everybody stays, and someday we might, probably in 3 months, I don't know, we will operate or not. Or we're going to lay few people off.
Yeah.
And those people, we're going to make sure that they get 3 months salary, and we're going to help them to find a new job. We're going to help them with job seeking. And there's also potential that we might rehire them back after 3 months or 6 months when things get better. And we don't want to disclose the names right now here.
Right.
Talk to you individually in the next 5 minutes. We're going to message you in the next 5 minutes. Along with the package you will be getting. Okay? Now, I want you all to consider the situation right now. Some of you who are getting laid off, you might be thinking that it's been unfair, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Those who are staying here, there is no guarantee that we'll be staying for long if the situation doesn't change. I might be in the list.
Right.
Okay? I want you to understand the reality. Right now, the market is not completely filled. There are lots and lots of layoffs happening. If you go to the market now there's a possibility for you to get a job. You'll be, when the market is flooded with a lot of people who are unemployed, it's going to become tough competition. So if we are going to leave, the earlier the better.
So, but primarily this requires a kind of a preparation, right? So what kind of a message I'm going to be delivering with using the possibilities and reality, right? So, but sooner or later, we have to tell what is the message supposed to be told, right? It has to be told, but how do we say is what matters now, right? That's where the NLP as a
always Gopinath. You don't lie and you don't color code or sugar coat it, because when you do that, you tell them, it hurts a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The rules of engagement is different in a corporate world compared to personal life.
Right.
In personal life, if you don't like your uncle, you can live the rest of your life pretending like you like that uncle.
Right.
But in work life, you can't do that.
Yes, exactly.
You get burnt out, you will hate, you will dislike the work that you do, your performance will go down. In work life, you need to be very clear.
Right.
Personal life is different. Rules of engagement is different. We all have some friends who actually annoy us for no reason.
Hmm.
And we don't tell them, you annoy me, divorce from today. We can't
Hmm.
say that. We
Right.
don't do
Right.
that. First life is different,
Right. Hmm.
but professional life is different. The
Right.
more you create uncertainty, you cannot leave uncertainties in professional life at all. There should
Exactly.
be a lot of necessities, which
Hmm.
is rigid certainty and
Hmm.
little of uncertainty. That's what people want.
Hmm. 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 True. True.
You can load it the other way.
Right. So primarily now if I have to prepare myself, Hema, right, because this for me it looks like definitely it's gonna, I need to take a step back and I need to think about this, choice of words and deliver it better, right? Probably if an expert can, it comes on the fly for people, but how do we really prepare? That's what matters, right? So because I need to deliver certain messages in
Just you
terms
look
of
at
during the
that.
crisis.
Yeah.
During
Yeah.
the crisis, that's what matters, right? People would be looking up to you and I need to deliver the message as I'm supposed to be, right? And from the terms of, the terms of possibility and the reality and the uncertainty and the certainty, and how well we juggle with all of this in their mind and come up with that choice of words which actually gives them confidence, right? So how do
Okay.
we
So
how
the
do we
first thing
prepare?
you do is what are the non-negotiables? You talk about that first.
Mm-hmm.
So in your business, what are the non-negotiables? Your customer has to be at a certain. Say if
Right.
you have to pay monthly overall bill salary of 1 crore,
Hmm.
you should be having
Hmm.
say minimum 500 customers.
Hmm.
Whatever each billing ticket for each customer is, you have to have 500 customers, and you have to have a turnover of 3 crores per business minimum,
Hmm.
so that you can pay salary, other expenses, and then there is a profit sitting there.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, these are non-negotiable for a business to run.
Right.
Number two, the values of the company. What do you
Right.
value as the company?
Hmm.
You value customer service, you value people, whatever it is. Those
Hmm.
are all non-negotiable. Okay. So when I lay it off, I'll put the facts first.
Hmm.
The fact is, our customer base has come down to 200.
Right.
For us to sustain in the market, we need 300 customers.
Hmm.
Number two,
Hmm.
if we continue this way,
Hmm.
we'll have to shut down in 3 months.
Right.
We've got two options. Number one, we
Hmm.
increase the customer base,
Hmm.
or we have to lay off people.
Hmm.
I'm not happy with the second option. With the first
Hmm.
option, we're going to work. The next
Hmm.
1 month, we're going to give all we have,
Hmm.
and at the end of the month, I'll come back to you with the numbers.
Right.
That's all I will. That's all I will say.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And every day, I'll send a reminder that we
Hmm.
are doing good. We are doing good. If we are not doing good, I won't wait till the 30 days. By 15th
Hmm.
day, I'll say, this is how we are tracking.
Right. Right. Hmm. So, Hema, let me be more specific on one of the questions because
Yeah.
because it struck me right now in terms of one of the most difficult discussion all time people have is the performance appraisals. All right. Let's
Yeah.
assume a person is actually expecting a promotion, but we know for a fact that he's not going to get promoted. All right. I need to deliver that particular message to that employee, right? How do we do that? What is the choice of words I should be using there? Because this is going to be more useful for a lot of people, right?
In that case, the first question I would start with is, how
Hmm.
did you think you performed last year?
Hmm.
Ask them their opinion,
Hmm.
whatever they say. And then next question is possibility question, not
Hmm.
necessity.
Hmm.
And then you put the necessity out there. This is
Right.
the KPI you have to
Hmm.
meet. This is what you met.
Hmm.
And then you go to possibility question again.
Hmm.
What is your opinion based on this?
Right. Hmm. Hmm.
And then deliver the necessity question answer, which is based on this. This is your, you
Hmm.
are getting a
Hmm.
bonus, you're not getting a bonus, you're getting a promotion, not getting a promotion.
Hmm. Hmm. But what
I
about
would
the emotions?
always start how do you perform.
Hmm.
That is why I'm asking the starting with possibility question, because
Ah,
I
right.
don't tell them that you did well or not. You need to let them release their all these questions. I'm saying I'm teaching you the process, but the process is to first deal with emotions, then logic. Emotions, logic. That's the formula I'm using. But I'm just giving
Ah,
you the words of questions.
right.
I'm just giving process. In the beginning, I won't say you didn't perform well, so you're not going to get a bonus.
Right.
That's logic. I'm not going to say that.
Hmm.
The first thing, emotion. How did you think you performed?
Hmm.
I think I did better. I have had very good,
Hmm.
excellent.
Hmm.
I'm going to give you the KPI which
Hmm.
we planned in the beginning of this year.
Hmm.
Can you just tell me, does it seem right to you? Like, is that what we decided? Ask them to
Right.
look at it. So they
Hmm.
will see and they will get already a mindset whether they have met it or not. And
Hmm.
then third is possibility. According to that, how much did you meet?
Right.
But then I did other work. I did blah blah blah.
Hmm.
I
Hmm. Hmm.
agree. You did.
Hmm.
But we put that KPI so that our bottom line will go up, our productivity, our profit, our turnover will go up.
Hmm.
You and I agreed on that. According to that, how did you perform?
Hmm. Hmm.
They are
Hmm.
getting emotionally.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'll tell you a tip, okay, people?
Okay.
Emotions are the most important things to deal with, not
Hmm.
logic.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. You have to prepare them themselves emotionally ready.
Hmm.
Okay. And point is, I'm not saying be a rude and only bottom line driven, but there's a reason why you have process in place.
Hmm.
But process doesn't drive people, people drive the process. So start with people
Hmm.
and then go process.
Hmm.
When things go really bad in life, you have to go through process. Remember,
Hmm.
all of us, let me just ask you this simple question, okay?
Hmm.
You have done everything you possibly can and life is still messy. What do you think we all do? Majority, what
Hmm.
do you think people do, Gopinath?
People will be pretty stable, right? Because everything I've done, and if the life is pretty stable, then
I'm saying when things don't go well.
don't go
No,
well.
I'm
I
saying,
lot of people crib, right? Crib, and they don't, they start. Yeah.
okay, and cribbing doesn't work because you have something online. What do you do then? What do you do?
I mean, probably I need to talk to somebody to understand what can be done.
Excellent. Who is that somebody, the first somebody that you will go to?
Uh, for me, it would be my mentor, because he has so much of an experience, and he would have seen so many things. So probably I would be relying on him because he's most trusted person for me.
Excellent. But your mentor is unreachable.
The second person would be my closest friend, uh, because he's going to be understanding
He's
my.
unreachable. All the people that you hold on to, they are all unreachable. What do you do?
I need to introspect myself. What else I can do then?
Excellent. I'll tell you what majority people do. I don't know if you will do this as well, but majority people, you know what they do?
Hmm.
They pray God.
Okay.
You get my point, Gopinath? Nobody can help me, but
God.
they will either become an atheist or they'll either believe in God a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
But tell me logically, is that going to solve the problem?
That's not going to solve any of the problems, right?
Not at all, right?
Yeah.
But then it's very powerful.
Hmm.
When people tell me, Hema,
Hmm.
I can't pay 5,000 rupees for this training, 3,000 rupees for this training, 18,000
Hmm.
rupees for this training, when they tell me that, okay?
Hmm.
Okay, no problem, that's fine. But it takes them hardly 1 or 2 days. Somebody tells them, you know, this temple that you go to, if you go and pray there, immediately you get the visa, it seems. Immediately things will fall well, it seems.
Right.
Puja costs 5,000. Do you think they'll sit and go and tell God, God, I don't have 5,000 rupees, but make this happen? What do?
There's a just, yeah.
They'll find the money. I
Yeah.
bet. They'll beg and borrow to pay the money to God.
Yeah.
Which is not logic. People might get angry with me when I say this, but I'll tell you why it's not logic. God never told you that pay me so that I'll make things happen for you.
Hmm.
There's
Because of the
not
belief, right?
Exactly, that belief. Is that logic?
It's not a logic, it's a belief.
It's emotion.
Emotion, yeah.
But that is more powerful than logic. That's what I'm coming to tell you.
Hmm.
Emotions are super powerful. I can logically tell you, come to this training and you'll be able to use your brain differently. You'll get out of it. I
Hmm.
can give you proof and testimonials and reviews.
Hmm.
But this God in this temple does this, go, they'll go and put the money.
Hmm.
Is that wrong? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that the power of emotions.
Hmm.
Are you from South India? Are you from Chennai?
Hmm. I'm from
Yeah.
Chennai.
Okay, so you probably will remember in Chennai when the movie Kabali got released. Remember
Yeah.
Kabali?
Yeah, Kabaleshwar temple.
Not Kabalishwara temple. Kabali movie, Rajini movie.
Kabali, okay. Yeah.
A long time Rajini movie got released,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you remember, lot of MNCs gave that day off, first day for
Hmm.
show.
Hmm.
Is there any logic to it? Is Rajnikant going to come and pay your work on your productivity?
Hmm.
Is the producer no? But you
No.
know why they were smart? You know why? Because if they did not give that day off,
Hmm.
majority people will anyway take. A lot of people's mother-in-law or father-in-law or grandma, great
Yeah.
grandma,
Yeah,
other
very true. Yeah, yeah. Rajinikanth is in sentiment, right?
cricket, same thing.
Right.
Final day, India-Pakistan match. Do you think the workforce is going to be full?
Absolutely not.
On that day, if the companies decide that my staff are not going to focus on work, so I'm going to be logically
Hmm.
blocking the internet that day.
Hmm.
You know what people will do? Walk out
Hmm.
of the office, they'll be spending time in the tea shop. The whole
Hmm.
the employer has to pay money for them not doing work that day.
Hmm.
Emotions are more powerful than logic. So you start with possibility and then go to necessity in situations like
Right.
this. Got it?
Right.
If you're
Yeah.
100% no, if somebody comes and tells you my uncle
Hmm.
passed away and I'm feeling sad, you don't
Hmm.
tell them, well, everybody passes away, what's the big deal? Do you say that?
No, no.
But that's logic.
It's logic, yeah.
You can't say that. What do you say? I'm so
I
sorry to
mean,
hear.
I would be really, the first thing I would be, wow, is no more, and I'm feeling very. That
Yeah,
emotion comes out automatically, right?
exactly.
The-
And you have to be like, no amount of logic in this world can trump emotions. Emotions are
Right.
powerful. So I want in NLP, that's what I'm teaching you. Don't go and tell them logically. If somebody tells me, Hema, I've got this fear for 10 years, how do I get over it?
Hmm.
I don't tell them, you're being stupid. That's not real. Somebody tells me I've got fear of cockroach, I don't go
Right.
and tell them,
Hmm.
that's stupid. How can you be afraid of cockroach? I don't tell them because their emotion is real.
Right.
When they see cockroach, they don't see cockroach this size. They see the cockroach this size.
Hmm. Hmm. True.
You tell
True.
me, Hima, I'm afraid of future. I won't say that's stupid.
Hmm.
You don't even know what's in future. How can that's if I say that I'm being stupid because logic doesn't work.
Right. Right.
So I have to enter their world of emotions.
Hmm.
Then when I bring logic, logic always works. But then you have to take the second step as logic and they will walk. So
Okay.
managers and leads out there, please remember, don't go to logic immediately. What are non-negotiables you can tell them, but not from your point of view in the big picture. What's non-negotiable?
Hmm.
And then go into possibilities of what's there. And
That's
then
where it becomes difficult, no, Hema, right? See, being logical is very easy.
yeah,
Right. It's very pretty easy because being a first line manager or even second line manager, I find rational for every activity which I do. Right. So if you're going to ask me, Gopi, can you quickly find out the logic for this particular, proposal? Right. I wanted to create a proposal where with a fantastic logic where I can convince my boss. I can just do it just like that because it's logic is pretty easy than emotion. If you're going to say, go and convince your boss when he was angry, or probably when it because that's the difficult part coming in, right? That handling that emotion and understanding is difficult. Even in your husband and relationship, wife,
it's true.
even maybe I'm going out of topic, but even that's becoming very difficult when the emotions are
I agree.
right.
100% I agree. If you had control over your emotions, you won't need a profession like mine.
Right. Very
All
true.
of
Very
us.
true.
I'm the one here to teach you. I know. So you tell me any problem in work,
Right.
Gopi. Tell me anything.
Hmm.
Say you come and tell me, like in your situation, you say your everything seems to be logic. Okay, right.
Right.
Say if I come and tell you, I'm your staff.
Hmm.
I come and tell you, this will never work,
Hmm.
and you've
Hmm.
been paid
Hmm.
to tell your staff to find an
Hmm.
answer,
Hmm.
and the staff are saying there is no way this will work.
Hmm.
Logically speaking, what will be your answer?
Logically, I will be having 3 4 5 points where I can counter them, right, by saying them this will benefit, right.
Yeah, but do you think that will enter my head?
No, because emotionally I myself think that it's not going to work. I believe that it's not going to work, right.
Now the same question, same situation. I'm telling you, it will not work, Gopi, and you tell me
Hmm.
hypothetically, not real, Hema.
Right.
Hypothetically,
Hmm.
in
So,
case if you had no choice, but we have to make this work, what would be the one thing that we'll do differently? What is one thing you suggest we do differently?
see, if I have a rapport with that guy, probably it becomes easier. I
No,
would.
no, I'm telling you, you can't. I'm talking about wherever you go, this is your trick. Rapport
Okay.
is easy. Once you have rapport, that's different. You can just smack them and say, just do it. No, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
I'm telling you,
hmm.
next time you have a group of people who are, you have to sell something that is not really possible, you
Hmm.
don't give them the answer. Don't give them the answer.
Right. Probe questions, is it?
Ask them
Hmm.
what would be the possible answer if they were in your shoes.
Hmm.
They can, in
Hmm.
fact, tell you again,
Hmm.
well, the answer is no answer. And
Hmm.
then you come up with another smart question.
All right.
We
All
can
right.
make it up. What would we make it up as?
Okay. Okay.
I can keep throwing questions at you. Like people tell me this, they come to
Hmm.
me with like dead end. I don't know
Hmm.
what to do, and I keep throwing these questions. If
Hmm.
you can make it up, what would you make it up as? Him, I'm nothing. That's why I'm here. I can't think anything.
Hmm.
Okay. Is there someone in your life that you really look up to as an inspiration? Yeah.
Hmm.
Just for a second, if they were
Hmm.
asked the question, what would be their answer?
Hmm.
This is our NLP, but they don't know I'm working with their submodalities. I'm talking.
Right.
They don't know. I just frame the questions differently in a way until they find the answer.
Hmm.
In a
Hmm.
group, how do you do it? With one to one, you can work with them. In a group, how do you do it? You start with the same thing, possibilities. This
Right.
is scenario, like we are not hitting profits.
Hmm.
Got 1 month's time. What is it that you all suggest we do?
Hmm. Hmm. So deal with the emotions first, and then you'll use the logic. Right. That's the key message.
And how
But
do you
then,
do it? Simple. Ask them, start a question that starts with how. I'm going to tell
how?
how and what is your trick,
Okay.
not why. Why can't we turn this around? Some of them will get defensive. Some of them will follow you. Some of them will be offended.
Yeah, because it's more of a questioning kind of the statement, right? Because even that's why I don't generally agree by tell people to use 5 why technique, right? You just go and apply 5 why times, you will get a root cause analysis. What a lot of people say, at the moment when you say why did you made this error itself, people become defensive.
I agree. 5 why question, there's a disclaimer. A lot of people just do, you need to use the root cause analysis when people are ready in the space for finding the root cause analysis.
Exactly,
Only in
exactly.
that situation you can use it.
Exactly. That's why I tell people frame it differently. What made you to do this error, or what made you to commit this error, or kind of, right? But that's what you're also been telling me now. How and what is what
That's
the
the
first.
trick. You ask me the process, that's the trick. When people are around you, you want to start with possibility, start with
Hmm.
what, how.
Hmm. Great, great. Uh, Having talked about all of this, Hema, now last one question. If you wanted to give one piece of advice for the first line managers and second line managers, uh, uh, in terms of communication front, all right, what it would be?
Hmm. Your job
Hmm.
as a frontline manager or the leader is to create options.
Okay, great options. Hmm.
Create options. So, when you are standing in front of people, or when you're talking to people, when they feel stuck,
Mm.
give them multiple options to consider.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, I can go in deep about this. A lot
Mm.
of things I can say. I'm going to say in simple terms, we actually
Mm.
like to know that we have control in life.
Right.
When we don't have control in life, at some level, we feel little. Some people express it through anger. Some people
Mm.
express it through stubbornness. Some
Mm.
people through withdrawal.
Mm.
We like to believe. In reality, there is no control. That's the truth. That's
Right.
logic. But emotions doesn't say that. We like to have control.
Mm.
So give them the control. Give them the options to choose.
Mm. Mm.
Every, it might
Right.
be an option that might seem like an option. I'll give you a quick example, okay? If your kid comes and tells you,
Mm.
I don't like vegetables, I'm not going to eat vegetables.
Mm.
Now I'll tell your kid, that's okay, don't have vegetables. Would you like a banana or an apple for snack?
Mm.
I'm giving option, but what are those options, healthy or unhealthy?
Healthy.
So my intention for my kid to eat vegetables is to make the kid healthy. The kid is
Right.
saying, I want to eat vegetables. That's fine, throw that and give options of other healthy options.
Mm. Mm.
But your options should be preferable for you. That's the trick. Both the
Right.
options should be preferable for you.
Right.
Tell them, would you like to work on this project or not? That's a rubbish option. If they say
Mm.
no, then you've got
Mm.
no choice than to force them.
Right.
Just word it in a different way. Please
Mm.
don't think I'm being manipulative, because harmony is important. We
Mm.
need to speak in such a way that we build harmony, okay? So if you want people to work on this project,
Mm.
you divide the project into 4 or 5 departments and you
Mm.
say, we've got A, B, C, D. Who would like to work in A or
Mm.
B or C or D? But you don't give them option D, which is don't work on the project.
Right.
There will be some smart people or believing to be smart, and they say, is there an option E? I don't want to work in the project.
Mm.
No, that's a different option. That's a different question. For this question, these are the options.
Right. Right. So as a manager,
For you.
so as a manager, one piece of advice Hema is giving you is that create options for your team members. That's the one piece of advice that makes absolute sense, because we as a leaders or a managers, that's the one best piece of advice meaning Hema can give you, and I totally agree in terms of that. Creating options and enabling people to unleash their potential is why we are hired. That's the way I see. And Hema, thank you very much for this time and energy. I'm so grateful for you in terms of sharing your wisdom and knowledge to the majority of the crowd. And I truly believe that this is going to be useful for a lot of people, and it's going to be create an impact in a lot of people's life. And I'm so humbled to interview you with such a wide experience and in terms of an in the field of NLP, right? So I'm so grateful again. Thank you very much for your time and energy on this entire podcast, right? Guys, stay tuned. Till next Sunday, we are going to be coming up with the next podcast with the same level of intense content, right? Thank you very much. Stay safe and God bless you. Thank you very much, Hema. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.